Good morning, everybody, and wishing you all a very happy new year. Welcome to our today's session on future of email marketing. My name is Smita, and I look after the marketing function of our products by Niche Software Solutions. So again, as usual, before we begin today's session, I have few housekeeping announcements to make. Please note that our session is being recorded and will make the link available with everyone after the session. We have kept everyone on mute to ensure that any background noise and conversations are kept private. To ask the questions, please make use of this question box on your GoToWebinar window. Write your comments, questions, and anything that you want us to see in this question box. The same question box where you have said that whether I'm audible or not. The same question box can be used to ask any questions, pass on any comments and suggestions that you have. Friends, that's all about the housekeeping stuff. We have a very exciting session today. It's going to be a very interactive session which will be delivered by Naresh Bhagtani, Managing Director of Niche Softwares. So without wasting any further time, I'll hand over the session to Naresh. You will have to just give us a few minutes before I make him a presenter and his screen is shown to all of us. So hold on for a minute, please.
Email marketing is dead. Long live email. Folks, I can't tell you how many times I've heard this in the last 8 years. And every time I hear this, there is somebody new, there is something new that is supposed to be leading to the demise of email. And initially, it was blogs, RSS feeds, and lately you can see these guys, as in Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, who are touted to be email killers. Now, just for a moment, let me and you believe that yes, these guys have been successful. Let's choose to forget some facts. Let's choose to forget the fact that in terms of active number of users, email outnumbers any social network at 3 billion users worldwide, much higher than Facebook, even a WhatsApp, Twitter, LinkedIn. Email constitutes to be the highest, and actually it is the largest social network there is, email. Okay, but let me choose to forget that fact. Let me also choose to forget that 66% of consumers have made a purchase online as a result of an email marketing message. And I'm also going to ignore the fact today in this country, in India, we have 354 million internet users. And this is primarily driven by the smartphone revolutions that we're seeing here. So I'm going to forget this as well. And I'm going to forget what these people on the smartphones are doing. Email is the most used activity on a smartphone, and this has been a statistic that this organization called Statista has come up with in June 2005. Of course, they haven't considered WhatsApp in India. Email still is as far as India is concerned, second most used activity on the smartphone today. And I'm going to forget this fact too. But you know what I can't forget? I refuse to forget. I refuse to forget you, Samir Shah. You're in this conference. You're in this webinar. I can't forget that. And as far as in my books, you're a hero. And I can't forget you, Vijay Sima. You're also attending this webinar. I just can't forget you, that you are here. And I can't forget Rupa Dubey either. And you are all heroes in my book, because I mean, you are attending here, but so I can't ignore that fact. That's a fact that I can't ignore. And I can't ignore each and every one of you who has registered for this webinar and each of you who is attending and is here listening to me because of one obvious, tangible, and very clear fact that you are watching this, that you are listening to me. And that means email marketing is very much alive. It is alive and it's ticking. Don't believe me? Trust Forrester. Forrester is this is the latest as of December 2015 Forrester article. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Naresh Bhagtani. I'm the head of niche software, which has created the email marketing product, and I've contributed to the development of Juvlon um, since the last 6 years. And I've also been consulting in email marketing for more than 8 years now. I'd like to welcome you to the Future of Email Marketing webinar.
Naresh, there is a pop-up that's being there. So if you can just make rid of it. There's few suggestions that has come from the audience.
Right, I'm sorry about that. Didn't notice the pop-up. Um, I'll have to speak to Dell about that. But anyway, welcome to this webinar, Future of Email Marketing. And as long as much as we are talking about what should be dead, let me tell you what should be dead. I believe spam should be dead. The spray and pray approach, the batch and blast approach should be dead. People have grown tired of this one-size-fits-all spam-like promotional messages that they receive. And marketers who still take this approach will need to update their tactics. And this tactic needs to be dead. I'll tell you what else needs to be dead. Buying lists. Any list, consumer or business. Can't tell you how many times we've been approached for buying lists. And every time when we deny this, people still manage to get their hands on something unsolicited. Buying lists and sending emails to these people hurts your brand and actually brands you as a spammer. That needs to be dead. That needs to be dead. That mindset needs to be dead. So let's figure out, okay, we figure out what needs to be dead, but let me talk about the future now. What do you think holds for the future in email marketing? Now, a lot of these things that I'm going to tell you are also present, but they're very relevant from here on as well. Your email address. Harnessing this unique identifier called the email address. Once you have email address of your customer, you here on your website. And after they've gone, you can go for remarketing either through Google or through Facebook and Twitter. Did you know that Facebook and Twitter enable you to target those people, your audience, coming to your pages with that information that you already have? That means you could actually target those people with their email addresses who are coming to your Facebook page. So, needless to say, your email address is a treasure trove of information that can be delivered to you even later on. Personalization. We all know that personalization works. That's pretty obvious. And but the reason why I'm telling you it is the future is because we have to use it a lot more effectively and a lot more, well, you have to optimize it. We have to really, really work at personalization in our content. 56% of consumers say that they will be more inclined to use a retailer if that retailer offered a personalized experience. Well, it's not just personalizing the customer's multi-channel experience will become superbly important in the future. In fact, it is superbly important even now. Consider email, consider the future is now. There's data science involved. Segmentation. You segment your lists and data, your emails get better opens and clicks. It's a no-brainer. But not enough marketers are doing this, and that's why segmentation counts as a future activity that you need to be doing for your email marketing. Contextual behavior. The real cutting edge of email today in the world is context and behavior. So if you want your customers to listen to you, talk to them in the right context, right? Let me give an example. If you've been running your campaigns for a few months now, and you have all this email open data, you can extract contextual behavior from this open data. You will notice that many of your customers regularly open emails in a certain time slot. Now take your next personalized email campaign and send it to these customers during their favorite time slot. I'm sure your open rates will soar. You will grab their attention because you did a simple analysis on their past behavior with your emails. I'll give you another example of context. Take the same open data, and you'll notice many of your customers are already opening your emails on mobiles, and some of them are still opening your emails on desktop. So for your next campaign, can you think about making two creatives? One for the mobile customers, and the other exclusively for the desktop customers. You will see an increase in click-throughs for your future email marketing. And that's how you use context. And you overlay context over the existing list. So you understand your customer behavior, and that gives you context. Now, what about email marketing technology? People say your emails have to be cross-platform. And your campaign creative should be responsive. I'll tell you, and I'd like to actually propose, that's old school. It's gone. That's not 100% true anymore. In fact, the present is mobile first, and we just haven't adapted to it yet. So instead of tailoring my emails to a certain device, I actually tailor my emails for the mobile audience first. Did you know right now the open rates of emails is on a mobile is greater than 55%? In certain cases, it could go easily above 60%, which means most of your emails are being opened on the mobile. So why not take a completely different approach, saying that I'm not going to design my emails for the desktop. Let me first design the emails for my mobile, for mobile consumption first, and then let that email adapt itself for a tablet or a desktop. That's the method. That's the paradigm shift that I'm asking you to make. And as a future for your email marketing, please consider mobile first as your design methodology. Now, there are a couple of other reasons why you should consider mobile first. Frankly, a lot of your customers are probably using Gmail. Do you know Gmail does not have any responsive support? Gmail does not support responsive emails. So whatever you might be doing for making your emails more responsive, and there's a lot of code corrections that needs to be done, and testing that needs to be done to make sure that your emails are responsive. Whereas a large part of your consumer base may not even look at that responsive stuff. And no matter what you use, I mean, even if you use a Gmail app, your emails are not going to look responsive. So that's another reason why you need to consider a mobile-first approach, especially in a case where you're talking about India. Your Indian consumers are 60% on Gmail. That's a very large consumer base which is on Gmail. considering that all your effort towards mobile responsive mails are going to fail because Gmail is not going to let you render it in the first place, you have another very large incentive to go mobile first. Okay, so now let me get a little interactive right now. Yeah, I'm going to ask Smita to help me run a little poll. The poll asks whether your email creatives are currently designed mainly for the desktop or are you already designing responsive emails, or have you even thought on looking at mobile first designs, and are you making any such efforts? So I'm gonna let 10-15 seconds go by so that we can actually see the results of your response. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15. We're done. All right. So can we have the results of this poll? We need what other marketers are doing. You as marketers need to see what other marketers are doing, and somehow I can't see the poll results. So let's see the poll results.
So we have 48% of people saying that they are responsive, 28 are saying it's mobile first, and 33% are saying that they still need their emails to be creative.
Wow. Wow. Wow, look at all that. Look at these numbers. This is like prime beef, Smita. Now Smita's already passing on these numbers to the sales team. But anyway, let's not do that. Let's give them a chance to complete the webinar. 33%, a third of you who have shared this poll say that you're still working only on a desktop design model. That's where you need to change. Nearly half of you are already on the responsive side of email design. It's really good. And I'm really surprised to see about 28% have gone mobile first. That's brilliant. That's excellent. But I believe there's a lot more room here. There's a lot more scope that we need to explore mobile first design. If you want to have a look at an example of mobile first, I'm going to ask you to check out our newsletter. Maybe you already get it. The Juvlon newsletter is actually a mobile first design. And if you don't get it, go ahead and just subscribe to it. I'm going to move on. So what do I do? Now I got these emails. I got this email technology. Now what do I put into it? What are things that can get interactive in my email? Did you know you could actually have a live Twitter feed in your email? And let me probably show you how it needs to be done. And well, if this is a live Twitter feed that has been created by Litmus, right? So the folks at Litmus have this they've created a nifty application that goes into your email that, apart from the content in your email, can actually send a live Twitter feed from your Twitter wall into your email. Actually, this animates, this scrolls up. I don't know why I'm not able to get you the real example here. I don't believe I have internet. I mean, I have a live internet connection so that I could take you there. But yeah, if you just look it up, the live Twitter feed in an email, just Google this, you will actually get the application, and you can actually use that application into your email so that the next time your emails are looking a lot more real time. The next thing, here's an example of a game that has been embedded into an email. So emails can get really interactive. You see a mole over here, there's a mole, and all you have to do is when you receive that email, you've got to tap into it. So which means if you're on your mobile, you tap onto the mole and you get points for tapping onto a mole. It's a whack-a-mole game, right? So this is an example of how can you put interactive content into a mail. But let me tell you, not everything works everywhere. Let me show you an example. This is an email from Converse, and this should have been animating. 1 second. Um, oh, okay. This is how the game works. I got that to work. The game works this way, right? And this goes into an email and actually works on an email. But this specifically works on um, email clients that support responsive behavior. Also, um, that means Gmail is out of the question. And so if you were on an iOS device and if you were viewing this as an email in your native client of an iOS device, you would actually be able to play this game in your email without getting out. Um, Let me get back to the oh yeah. Okay, I don't know how to get back. Just give me 1 second, please. Um, just a second. Back. Okay, so we're back to the entire. Um, I'm going to scroll up all the way just because I wanted to show you the example. Sorry, just 1 second. I'll get back. Yes. And this, I'm so sorry. I can't seem to show you this because this is a specific example of how you could actually buy something within an email. So this is an email from Converse, and if I had this working correctly, you would have seen there's a lot of people. There's a lot of interactivity in this email. You would have been able to see Converse shoes. You could have chosen the color. You could have chosen the size, and you could have gone ahead and put in your card information within an email and made the purchase from within an email. But unfortunately, I'm not able to. The animation has stopped working. I can't show you the animation. But nonetheless, since I've given you the gist, um, here's an example of what things can actually be done within an email. Once again, not all email customers will be able to really view this because a lot of this is a iOS device, but it's not supported by an Android device. So there's because of the large variation in the kind of software available out there, not every software can show this. But we still have something more to offer. It's sort of a bucket list because we started with, you know, such on a morbid note. I'm gonna present you a bucket list of sorts, things that you need to be doing in email marketing, preferably sooner than later. If you're not already creating if you don't already have a welcome campaign, this is something that you should be really seriously looking at. Did you know welcome campaigns can actually have open rates in the high 90s? A customer or a potential customer who has just signed up with you, you have their complete attention. They will open your email. This is the time to get them even more involved with you. And most of them will be even willing to share more data with you at this stage. So if you're not already running a welcome campaign, start now. Also, when a customer opens your welcome email, you're sort of guaranteed a place in their inbox for a long time to come. So that's a double benefit. Abandoned cart campaigns. Now, this does not mean that you need to have a shopping cart on your site or you need to be an e-commerce site to have an abandoned cart campaign. But even if you have an event, just like we had an event here at for this webinar that's considered to be an event, and if a subscriber wanted to actually sign up, which means they actually clicked on the email call to action and did not complete the registration form, that too is an abandoned cart. That's an abandoned transaction. So if there's a renewal due, so we actually deal with um, insurance companies or mutual fund companies, wherever there's some renewal due on the financial product, and a customer clicks on the renew button in the email but does not go ahead and confirm the renewal on the landing page, that calls for an abandoned cart email going out. And that goes out in about 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes of the customer not completing the transaction, the person gets an email, and actually works very well. People have been able to, marketers have been able to convert those people who abandoned their cart, have convert 20% more. Marketers have been able to convert 20% more customers after actually having about abandoned cart campaign. Automate. Reduce your headaches. Automate some part of your data process. Link your email marketing with your CRM. You need to automate. You could easily automate subscription of your lists. Your time needs to be better spent than uploading and downloading Excel files between two software. So in this year, make a pledge that you will automate some part of your email marketing process. Redesign your email campaign. That's something that I'm going to stress heavily upon. Look for the mobile first approach. At least step into that for this year going ahead. And you will see positive results out of it. You must also look at adding video to your emails. Create some video content. This video content automatically gets all over the place, which means you could put it on your Facebook, you put it on your website, advertise it through your email. And video in email drives a lot of attention. So you could get you could see a rise of click-throughs beyond 25% based on the kind of content that you have, especially video content in your email. So try and incorporate video the next time in your email. Did you know that your lists will deteriorate by about 25% every year, even if your email marketing program is brilliant? Which means this is actually a fact. Some people will change their jobs, and their emails will become automatically invalid. Some people will simply tune out. Things don't get relevant anymore. So even if you had a great program, you will still see a deterioration of your list. That means you have to continuously have a program. You have to have a program to continuously add more and more people to your list. So this for the following year, please do something about having a good list growth program. Have a preference center if you don't already have one, which means let the customers tell you what they want to hear from you. It makes a very big difference to at least to show that you're listening to your customers, and let them exactly tell you what they want to hear from you. Your response rates on your emails will shoot sky high because you're honoring your customers' preferences, and the better your preference center, the more targeted and segmented your campaigns. Start with A/B testing, A/B split testing. Excuse me. You need to, without really changing a whole lot in your campaign, you could actually have minor changes between two creatives of a campaign and figure out how the campaigns are doing even before you actually send it out. That's what we call A/B testing. So you could play with the subject lines, you could play with the call to actions in your content. Send the two creatives or emails to a small control group within your larger database, and see how that email is performing. Just look at the open rates or click rates of that email for one day before you send out the main campaign. Figure out which creative is working for you and send out the better performing creative to the larger database. Um, I, I can't tell you sometimes, I can't tell you what kind of upsides we've seen here. Even if there is there have been cases where we've done split testing for our clients, and one creative compared to the other has yielded 10% better results, and that meant when they actually sent it to their database, when they actually sent the better performing creative to the database, they received a multiple of 15% higher conversions before they were doing A/B split testing. So I can't stress enough that you need to have some basic A/B split testing done for your campaigns, maybe a day in advance. That's it. And finally, you've got to work with a great email marketing consultant. Right. And hey, what the hell, we paid for this, so might as well. That's about it. This is about the gyan that I had to share with you. This is the information that I had to share with you. I want to thank you for joining in, and I'm ready to take some questions that you might have had during this short 30-minute webinar.
All right, we'll open the session for the questions and answers. But before that, I would like to thank Naresh for sharing his views about what to look at when it comes to email marketing in 2016. Especially the bucket list that he has shared, I'm sure that it definitely is really very useful. So thanks a lot again for guiding us on this, Naresh. Friends, we'll quickly take few questions from the audience. I'm happy to announce that this session again was a full house. We had the full house session today, and thanks again for attending and for your time. There are lots of questions that are coming in, but I'll just pick up a few that are really relative and related to this webinar altogether. Naresh, the first question is, how Facebook can connect with email address. Can you please elaborate on that?
Can Facebook connect with your email address? Well, it is prudent to actually run some campaigns on your Facebook page that will encourage people to sign up for your sign up with you. What matters is that the thing is that you okay, fine. So just a second. There are two aspects of things here. Here I'm assuming that you'd like to collect, you'd like to get more information from your Facebook users and get a little more information in terms of an email from them. So for that you will have to conduct some Facebook email, not email, but Facebook campaigns or stuff that runs on your Facebook page, a contest maybe, or a reason why they should be actually interacting with you over on email so that they could go ahead and sign up with you. How can Facebook connect with your emails? Now, if you have certain, if you say you have a list of 1,000 people in your database, right? And it's pretty likely that some of those 1,000 people are also your Facebook fans. That means they have actually liked your page on Facebook. You could, Facebook allows you to upload this list of 1,000 people on Facebook and run a specific campaign for them on Facebook. So that's how you target your customers to come to your Facebook site and enable you to interact with Facebook in that sense. And Twitter allows you to do that as well. And Google lets you remarket only to specific email addresses also, which means you could upload this list on Google and they would remarket some of your data, some of your campaigns only specifically to these people. So that's how you use email in conjunction with Facebook Twitter, and Google. And they have these facilities that they call, and they all come under remarketing. Right. So that was the question. I hope I've answered that satisfactorily. I could take another question.
Okay, there's another question which is really very interesting, and I'm sure others also would like to know the answer to this. How to make emails responsive?
Wow, this is a very big topic, and it actually deserves a different webinar altogether. How do you make emails responsive? Um, First, the easier way would be to use a responsive template. You get tons of design templates out there which have already been coded to be responsive. So if you try and take your desktop email and try to recode it, there's a coding effort required to make it responsive and then test it. And then you'd have to test it, obviously, because you'd have to see how it actually shows up on different devices in different environments like desktop, email, Yahoo, Hotmail, etc. How does that appear? Instead of that, I would suggest that take an existing responsive template, and there are tons of them available, and these have been tested already. So they have not. You don't have to really worry about how they will respond and how will they adapt to different devices. You use those templates, adapt your creative towards those templates, and that would be an easier way to actually create a responsive design. Um, and Otherwise, it's all very technical, which means we will actually have to shape up with you on how to make your existing desktop emails compatible or responsive towards different devices. And there are quite a few technical aspects of that. So I can't share. It's just not possible for me to share that in 30 seconds. My recommendation: go for my recommendation is that you go for an existing responsive template and work your way with that. Yeah. Time for another question.
All right, this again is a relative question to the same that we have just discussed. If Gmail does not support responsive email, then which mail supports responsive emails?
Um, the Gmail application does not support responsive design, which means if you're using your desktop to view um, Gmail emails, so that will be fine. There's no reason for it to be responsive there. But if you're using a smaller tablet to view your emails in a Gmail application, you will not find it changing. You will find everything scales down, so you won't be able to see the images. Um, and if you look at it in even smaller device like your mobile, everything becomes a lot less legible, right? So application does not built into it. Well, that which means you could use the native application that has been provided by a mobile device. Like iOS has its own native application for email. Even Samsung has its own native application for Android, and different. So even Yahoo has its own native application for viewing emails, so that will be responsive. Hotmail will be responsive. So these applications are responsive, but they contribute to a lesser universe, especially within India. So that's the answer. Right. Last few seconds. I think we're done with the questions. Do we have time to squeeze one more? Okay, we have one more question that can be taken up.
Okay, again, another interesting question. It's like there are lots of questions, friends, that are coming in, but trust us, we'll take these offline. This will be the last question that I'll be taking for today's session. For an ideal email campaign, what should be the frequency of emails and the content size?
See, there is, as far as frequency is concerned, there is really there's no formula here, right? Um, when people sign up with you, it's best to let them know about how frequently your mails will be sent to them. So if you if you're a news site, they're expecting your frequency to be once in a day at least, right? So there is, and whereas if you're a corporation and you have a newsletter out, you're not expecting newsletters to come out every day. So then the frequency will not be every day. The question is, have you set expectations of your clients of your subscribers when they sign up with you? And if you set those expectations, saying, hey, listen, you will be hearing from us once in 2 weeks or once in a week, or you will need to hear from us every day, the customer expects that, right? There is really no formula towards frequency here. In my opinion, keep watching for those open rates. Um, they should not be coming off. You should not, you should be watching your unsubscription rates. Unsubscription rates are ideal metric for watching for frequency. So if you have higher unsubscription rates, people are just not willing to receive your emails at that time. That would be my answer towards frequency. I don't know how long your content should be. It's kind of difficult for me to answer that question. But thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you from Smita's side. Thank you from my side. I hope you've learned something. Thanks very much.
All right, friends, thanks a lot again for attending this session, and I would like to thank Naresh for helping us and guiding us on this topic of future of email marketing. I hope you all enjoyed it and it was up to your expectations. Friends, with this, I end today's webinar. You all have a nice day. Thank you, everyone.